Broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas, you're tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio. Broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas, you're tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Yo, you tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Yo, what's up? And welcome to another episode of Unnamed Sports Show right here on Gorilla Cross Radio, streaming live on GorillaCross.com, the Gorilla Cross app, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere else that you could watch us at Gorilla Cross on our social media, hashtag Unnamed Sports Show. I'm your host, Quan59, and we got a dope show for you tonight. We have a special guest in the building, folks, all the way from Poor Sports Show. From the bottom of the barrel, according to Josh.
Bottom of the barrel.
We had nobody else to get on the show tonight.
Man.
So we got Vegas Frank back in the building. What's good, man? You were at the bottom of the barrel to me.
I appreciate that. Hello, friends. It's nice to be back. Nice to see you guys.
Dude, it's been well over a year.
I was at the other studio, actually.
Bro,
You were.
A year? It's been at least two since
It's
Probably
been
at
a
least
minute.
2 years.
It's been at least two.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Nice to see you.
Yeah. So we're going to talk sports today.
This was my original friend. This is the original. This is Frank.
This was before you.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
was before me, technically.
Yeah. Poor sports.
It's the 5-year anniversary, actually, of what that was.
Of Todd being on.
Of Todd being on. Okay.
So I think we were actually on before that. But
Right
yeah,
before
it's been about 5 years since that all came to fruition. And then we met Josh randomly and inviting him to the studio.
I feel like it's almost 6.
Probably.
It's 6. It's 6 because remember I came on the show shortly after I had joined the church.
Yeah.
So I joined the church 6 years ago. That would have been 6 years in January.
Church of God in Christ.
Faith.
The Church of Poor Sports.
Faith Arise.
Latter-day Saints.
Faith Arise. Faith Arise Church.
The Church of Podcast.
Church of Podcast.
United.
United Methodist and Friends.
Right.
If you're watching the live stream, please share the live stream.
Yes, please share
with your
because
people.
My phone has died, so I couldn't.
No,
I couldn't share.
No, you're plugging it in and sharing.
Oh, there you go. That's fine. If you're gonna give me those kind of options, that's my
Well,
court.
that's how we get the people to know. There you go.
I got it. Give me about a 5-minute window to warm the phone
warm
up.
the phone.
Warm the phone. The phone got to warm
This
back
guy.
up.
Nothing's changed, Frank. He hasn't had a charged phone for six years.
Like having flashbacks. It's okay.
But we are here live. We have a lot to talk about in sports. A lot of NBA going on. Some stuff happening in the NFL. Major League Baseball, a little bit. We'll talk a little bit about that. And then Frank's favorite sport, mud wrestling. I know he has some stuff for you with that.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Just joshing.
Oh, wow.
Don't do that.
He
Please.
hates it.
I hate that
You
more
hate
than
it?
I despise that.
More
Just-
than anything?
Just joshing with your Josh. Oh,
You hate it more than anything.
yeah, that makes my that's definitely a pet peeve. I don't have many pet peeves, but that's one of them. That's one of them.
Yes.
That's quad
I found
lights
it.
up.
I found it.
You say how much you hate it. He's like the biggest grin
And
I've ever
he
seen on his
files
face.
it away.
Like,
No, I knew that. We had talked about that before on the show. It's all good, man. A lot of NBA. We're in the heart of the season. About 20, 25 games left, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
So we'll be
About.
getting into that. I want to jump into, the picture on the flyer today. Tony Romo got paid by CBS $17 million per year
How many years
to
was it?
talk about football. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
At least 3, but I'm assuming it's probably
Ooh,
more
that's-
like 5. I'll pull it up right now.
That's a good deal.
Just to make
It's
sure.
$17 million a year,
That's a good deal.
and I think you're right. I think it is at least 3 years for a 3-year extension.
Yeah.
That's 50, 54?
Yeah.
Oh, good lord. No.
Yeah.
54?
54, 51.
51.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's just for 3 years.
For 3
then
years.
I'm not sure. It's not really showing the years
Okay.
right now.
Well, we're
But
gonna
his
assume at
contract
least
was
2.
up.
Let's call him.
3 times. In 14 NFL seasons, Romo only earned $17 million per year 3 times.
Now he's
And now he's
Not
just
getting
talking,
hit.
not getting hit, not getting destroyed, and he's getting 17 a year.
Well, that's a good deal then.
It's a great
If you're
deal.
not getting hit.
And I think he had like a day to finally negotiate with CBS before he can go out and actually negotiate with other networks.
yeah. CBS said first right of refusal.
Yeah.
The ESPN thing wasn't a thing. I don't think he was really thinking about it.
Well,
Probably not.
Well, but you know what it did?
The offer
It
was like-
boosted the money.
Wasn't the
Sure.
offer like 20 or 30 though, or the rumored offer from ESPN?
Holy
Probably.
smokes.
They're trying to throw whatever they can to kind of solidify that booth. I mean, if you were watching Monday Night Football, I watched it a lot on mute because it's just the commentary was brutal. Witten, for the year that he was
Win was
doing it,
horrible that year.
it was
They-
pretty bad. Booger was not much better
Was
last
a booger.
year. He was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
It was rough, and you think Monday Night Football, it's an event type of thing that you have during the season for you to get together with friends and watch.
Yeah.
I mean, I can think back 20 years, we get a group of people together, and we watch, wrestling,
Yeah.
Monday Night Football, and then wrestling again, or we watch Monday Night Football, and then go shopping for Star Wars figures at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And then go back, get arrested,
Almost.
go watch.
We didn't get
more.
arrested.
We got arrested. Well,
We got handcuffed.
we got handcuffed.
And you got out of said handcuffs?
Well,
Yeah, we talked our way
White
out of
privilege.
it. There was a black
I mean,
guy
we
with us.
had a black guy with
We
us,
had a
which
black
is
guy with us.
probably the reason why we got pulled over in the first place.
That was he
Oh,
was sitting in
no,
the back of
followed
the
by
car.
racism.
Legit. Just being honest.
Wow.
Fair. Well, I mean, look, ESPN. I mentioned it before the show. They really need to build their own talent. They keep trying to poach other people's talent, and then it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Jim Nance was there. Wait, Jim wasn't there. It was
Where?
with ESPN.
Oh no.
No, it was Al Michaels.
Yep.
Remember, it was Al Michaels and John Madden.
Which he-
That was probably
no,
the last.
that was NBC. That's when Al Michaels went to NBC with John Madden when they started Sunday Night Football.
But Madden's done Monday Night Football
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
Al Michaels and John Madden weren't on Monday Night Football together. I think they were on Sunday Night Football together.
Okay, but when
Yeah.
but Al, I
Because
feel
Al
like
Michaels was the last great guy on Monday Night Football. It was
Yeah,
him, Dan
yeah.
Dierdorf, Frank Gifford
yeah.
back in the day.
I mean, they really need to, find their new person. Joe, I believe, is good. He's not bad. He hasn't been a problem, but he's been, playing tennis, just trying to bat the ball back to the other guys, and they're
He's
faults.
good. I also think he does too many different events without knowing a lot about all of them.
yeah.
That's one problem I do have with him.
He's great at boxing.
He's good at boxing.
Shoot, he's great at boxing.
I like his voice. I mean, I think he
Yeah.
has a great voice. He knows how to talk, but
He's got the fight. He's got the voice from Fight Night. He'll always be
Yeah.
Yeah,
great at
that's
boxing
true.
for me.
That's true.
but you're right. I mean, the people he has around him, Booger. I mean,
Yeah.
fingers all over the place. He's just not good. Like you don't want to, down the ball on 4th and then punt on 5th down.
Trying to explain.
I mean, that was
it's
a
like
playoff game.
he's talking about yardage they can give up, and he's saying you could give up 11, maybe 12 yards, and it was like a 2nd and 12.
Yeah, it's like,
And he's like,
no, that would be a first down. The game would be over.
He's backtracking. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Well, you guys know what I mean. Like, all right.
You
Do
know what I
we?
mean?
No, I don't think we do.
Booger, we don't.
You
We
can't
don't at
say
all.
you know what I mean
Yeah,
as a
it's-
commentator.
We don't. We
That
don't want
is
that.
essentially your job.
Yeah.
I think a former player would be great. I think they should attack it with a 3-man booth is not a bad idea to have a former or 2 former players. They have all these coaches that are analysts on all the morning shows and all the ESPN whatevers they're doing for the NFL segments. They could have a guy in there and use him as have a coach in there.
Since you said coach, you want to know who I think would be great, and he actually has done it in the past. Brian Billick.
He'd be great.
Brian Billick is smart.
He's done CBS before.
Because he's a smart coach. He's smart.
He's older now though.
Yeah, he ain't got nothing to do.
He's not doing much.
You on the
He's just-
couch.
He's hanging.
Yeah,
He's
but
chilling.
he was older when he was doing it 10 years ago. So he might
Might be
he
too
might not be a
old.
little too. Yeah, I don't know.
Mike
The
Martz,
game's different. I wouldn't want to hear the wrong things coming out of his mouth during there's a lot of black quarterbacks in the league.
he wouldn't say anything like that. Brian Billick strikes you as racist.
I don't know. He's
His
old.
main
He's
guy
old and
was
white.
his main guy was Ray Lewis, and he stood by Ray in the
Well,
midst of.
Ray would kill people if you didn't stand by him. But
That's horrible.
Wow.
I mean,
No words. Oh yeah, we're a little bit more gangster than more sports.
Apparently.
Frank wasn't ready. that was an uncomfortable chuckle. I enjoyed it.
What about Rex Ryan?
Mm.
He's a lunatic. I mean, but
But
you're creating a star power
yeah,
type
but he
of.
could be funny. He's funny.
He would be engaging.
Yeah.
He is funny. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a trip.
Yeah,
He's a
he's
nut.
funny. He would talk trash. He would definitely be inflammatory. So guys would be a little upset.
every year ESPN on opening Monday night, they have 2 games.
Right.
The second game last year was actually better commentary.
Yeah.
Louis Riddick is one of my favorite people on ESPN.
Louis Riddick does a great job.
He knows football. First of all, he should have a job in the NFL as a GM or something. I don't know how he doesn't have a job yet doing that.
Go ahead and get some of that ESPN money that they try and throw away.
Exactly. I think he would be right up there with Romo. I really do.
Yeah.
I think he's great. He knows the
He's
NFL.
smart.
He knows the game.
Yeah.
He knows how to talk. I've never heard him say anything where I'm like, what are you talking about?
No.
He knows what he's talking about. I think he would be great in the booth next to Joe and someone else. Like bring someone else in, maybe another former coach or whatever. But I think he's great. And I don't know why he's not in there.
Try and think of some other players because a lot of the current players or recently retired guys are currently in an analyst role.
Even the people at halftime, though, I don't get it. You have Steve Young down there doing the post game.
Let him do the Monday night
Yeah.
game.
Let him do
Why
Monday
not?
night. Why? I mean,
Well, but Steve does. Well, no, but I shouldn't say he doesn't like to travel because he's there
He
every
go-
week.
they go
yeah,
every
he's there
game.
every week.
He's
You're right.
locked in there every
Yeah,
Monday
you're
for
right.
17 or 16 weeks.
You're right.
I don't like traveling all the way up to the booth, though.
Yeah.
I like being on the
That's-
field.
It's one.
Right.
It's one step too many.
Yeah.
Let's take it easy on the travels.
I think he would be good.
He would.
They would probably include him in that second group because they're gonna do 2 Monday night games for the beginning of the season anyway.
Yeah.
They could have him in that mix for the second game. The second game is more than likely going to be here
Yeah.
this season. It's going to be in Vegas on Monday night. They
That'll
want to
be
have
exciting.
the Raiders. They said for the opening weekend they want the Raiders to be playing either the Sunday night or the second Monday night game. They'll
Man,
probably be
that's
playing
crazy.
here. So
And they usually play the second Monday night game all the time anyways.
in Oakland or
Yeah.
San Diego back a couple of years
Yeah.
back. I
They're
think.
rumoring that the Redskins might play in Mexico City this year. So if that happens, I will go.
Yeah.
I will definitely go.
Viva Los Redskins.
I don't say that word, but
The Washington football team.
yeah. Watch the
Oh,
football
Is that what
team.
you?
That's what I call them.
That's what you refer to him as?
oh.
Okay.
Don't you mess with Frank. Let Frank live his life. He's over here on my side.
He's on my side.
My grandfather, R.I.P. He was a big Redskins fan.
There it
Okay.
is. See, there we go.
Big
There you
time.
go.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Now, you are known to be a Raiders fan for a lot of years.
No. Yes.
Are you
No,
excited about
no,
them
yes.
coming out here?
Am I excited?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it still doesn't seem real. I mean, even driving by the Death Star, it still doesn't really feel like
I
it's
drive by
actually
all the
happening.
time. Yeah.
Wait, all right, so that's your nickname for it? I said the black box before it was even named to be a Legion. So
black box.
Black box.
That's fair because
It's pretty
of
much the Death Star.
the airline.
And it's literally a black box. I like it.
Yeah.
But I like the Death Star. That's not bad.
Well, we could call the practice
Yeah, that's
facility
what
the black
everybody's
box, I guess. I'd call that the Death Star because it's bigger.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty.
It's going to be crazy. I mean, it's very strange to see this actually happening. I mean, I've been a Raider fan since I was 8 years old, and I've seen them play in Oakland. I've seen them play in LA. I've seen them play in Denver. I've seen them play in San Diego. It's bizarre. It's bizarre that the team that you grew up watching for 30 plus years is going to be playing in your city that you grew up in.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird, but it's exciting. I mean,
And you're right. Like every time I drive by it or just seeing the Raiders gear, it hasn't hit me yet.
no.
I think until I see the first game and it's in Vegas, I'll feel that excitement. But right now, I'm excited for it, but I'm not feeling that like this is our team. This is the home team now, you know?
Well, but the Vegas, I mean, people in Las Vegas attach themselves to so many different teams anyway, because it's like you're from here, you grew up here, you know, you've lived here, you were born in Vegas,
Born and raised.
you're
yeah.
born and raised in Las Vegas. So what happened was, we're going pre-cable, Josh, is that people would attach themselves to certain teams because of what games we could see on television. It was either the Niners, the Rams, or the Raiders.
Yeah.
He picked the Niners. I picked the Raiders because they looked like pirates. Like, you know, it was unique. I was like, a team is wearing silver and black. This is bizarre.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's how you attach your teams. That's how people find their teams. I meet people who like every team in the league, and they're in Vegas, and they've lived in Vegas for 20 or 30 plus years. It's how you attach yourself to the team. So there's going to be people that are going to go because they want to see the Raiders, and they might not really necessarily be Raiders fans. But I mean, that's kind of the cool thing about Vegas culture, is that people just embrace it. They take part in it, and they're there just to experience whatever Vegas is going to be about. The draft sounds like it's going to be insane.
I mean, Wade Newton was not born in Vegas, but he's Vegas now.
Correct.
All the other shows in Vegas, people are going to see them because it's this star in Vegas. So that's why a lot of people were upset that it was the Raiders moving out here. And I understand for the local fan perspective, that when you're a real fan, that might be something that's like, but they're not really out here for the local fans necessarily. They brought them out here because it's another show on the Strip. That's why all the stadiums they build are right on the Strip, because when the local fan base disappears, like they have at UNLV basketball games, you know, they were superstars for us in the 90s, but you can't get more than 4,000 people at games now.
No. You could suit up.
Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't, but I mean, young people could probably show up and suit up.
But when that fan base disappears, when they're not playing that well or whatever, you're still going to get the people that are on the Strip already saying like, hey, should we go to Blue Man Group? Should we go to Cirque du Soleil? Or should we go to a Raiders game or a Knights game?
Yeah.
Or
it's an option. It's
whatever
another option.
baseball team is going to be where the Rio is.
I'll tell you what,
You keep wishing that out there. God, we don't need any more stadiums. We haven't even talked about the stadium that they're building over in Henderson now, for the new Knights.
The AHL team.
The AHL team. Well, I heard that they might be playing. They're practicing in Henderson. They're going to play at the Orleans.
They're playing at Orleans the first year.
Yeah, and then they're building
they
a new
build their
stadium.
facility.
Like, don't build a new stadium. The Orleans is fine.
Well, and something about the practice facility being in a residential area, and all of the people in that area are like really upset.
Well,
like, they don't want a practice
I think
facility
either
there.
I think
Something like that.
it's the stadium they're trying to build it at the pavilion.
Oh, right by GVR.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what they're talking about.
Oh.
Like getting rid of that pavilion,
Whoa, what pavilion?
the Henderson Pavilion.
It's like an open air thing.
Yes,
or something. They
right
wanna
over
tear
by
down
the
and
by
build
the
it.
multi-gen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're definitely getting way too Vegas right now. People are like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking
They're like, what's that? Oh, over there off of Valley Verde. People are like, what does that mean?
Where's that?
Right.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Green Valley.
Green Valley, baby.
about? Yeah.
I was so
That's what
mad.
it means.
I know.
technically.
I was so mad. I was like, so it's Green Valley? Yeah, you white
You're on
folks.
Green Valley and in Green
Took a
Valley.
long time for you to get that, huh?
You
Green
sneaky,
Valley.
sneaky.
Oh, next up is Valley Verde. Two totally different streets.
Just Green Valley. Green Valley going up, Green Valley coming back.
Pretty much.
It's cute. I mean, hey, again, let's just talk more about Vegas. We name all of our schools after people that are still alive. So, I mean, we don't have,
It's good.
a lot of history. No, it's fine. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that usually you gotta croak to get a school named
A
after
school
you.
named after you.
You know.
Sally Ride. Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I grew up with those schools being, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, the Challenger. What? That's not funny. Dave Chappelle.
Didn't say
Yeah.
anything.
No, you're giving the smirk.
Didn't say anything, Josh.
No, that the Dave Chappelle one though, where
If you don't watch our show much, he laughs at death.
yes.
Ask him about Jim Boeheim running over that guy on the freeway.
We've talked about it.
That mess is hilarious.
I act like you haven't been around any of us at all for 3 years.
Yeah, I haven't spoken to anyone in 3 years. The last time I saw him, actually, he brought up Jim Boeheim and was like, "Do you remember that? Do you hear about that? You heard about?" I was like, yes.
Did we talk
So
about
we
that
talked
at
about
the
it last
restaurant?
time
Like a
at
UFC
no,
or
at,
something.
at Todd's.
Oh, that's
We were
right.
talking
That's
to
right.
you at
That's
the
right.
last UFC fight party he had. You guys are going to the fight on Saturday, aren't you?
No. He's going.
You go. All right.
Not everybody got
The
credentials.
the brother. He was able to make it.
The heck?
make it
You
down.
can't go Wednesday to the open workout at MGM.
No, this week is all about this house. Getting
Okay.
this house set up and ready.
See,
Nice.
you wouldn't have been able to do it anyways.
And
mean-
when's moving day?
Well, I got the keys today, so my
Okay.
pod shows up on Wednesday.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Saturday we're having a fight party at your house. I'm
If
just
it's
kidding.
set
I'm
up,
just kidding.
if it's set up, we can. The fire, but you
If
know what I mean.
not,
The fire
we're
stick.
gonna go to Todd's.
Fire stick is it. The fire stick is schizophrenic whenever there's people around. Like whenever the people around, it's like, oh, why is the
You have people
fight
stand
getting
around your
choppy?
living room like antennas.
Yeah. Kids don't know. Kids don't know nothing about
They
that,
don't.
man.
Get a better
Like
signal.
we used to have to work together. Like, hey, bro, like you gonna have to hold that leg like that because the TV's not fuzzy when you do it.
I had a cousin that we had to take turns standing outside with the coat hanger or messing with the little antenna. It's like, we're not getting. Hold on. Okay,
Kids
stay
do
out
it.
there. We'll switch in between quarters. The commercials.
These kids getting these HD TVs, they don't even understand.
They got 40,000
They don't
channels.
understand.
They
They don't understand trying to see the Spice Channel through the snow. They don't get that. They don't understand.
Josh is clicking it back and forth.
I think that's it. Maybe. Oh my God.
Real quick before we get off this whole Romo thing, what do you guys think about some of these players being upset that Tony Romo is ultimately making more money talking about the game than most of the players are playing the game?
Listen, they have every right to be upset
Mhm.
because they should have a much better CBA. Their CBA is garbage. Their control of their own money is garbage. The owners are making billions of dollars every year, and the players are getting peanuts on a dollar on that.
And do you think with this new deal the NFL owners try to put out, saying that it's not negotiable, by the way, they said this isn't for negotiation, but this is what we want to do, add a 17th game, take away a preseason game, add another playoff game.
strike.
And
could be a strike coming.
and they're not even saying like you can negotiate this. You have no say in this.
Strike. Like they
It's going to
really-
happen.
They really think that they can go get these XFL players and people are going to be excited to watch it.
They're not excited to watch the XFL.
Exactly. So the
No,
players,
not
the
really.
players really need to band together and say we are the league and we deserve this money. Like the NBA locked their players out. There's a big difference between the owner saying, "Well, we're going to lock you
Yeah.
out because your deal's too good,"
Right.
and the players saying, "Our deal sucks and we're going to strike." Because they have
and then you get some of those XFL players that have potential for NFL
Sure.
anyways.
yeah.
You're not going to make it to the NFL because the Players Association is going to make sure you don't
Yeah.
when it does clear up.
Yeah.
If that's the route it goes.
That's true too.
What do you think about that,
But
Frank?
it's harder to negotiate, I think, when they're in the midst of their CB. First of all, they've got to get better leadership, and they have
Who's
to
that? On the player side?
on the player side. They have to have guys that are advocates. Maybe for every team has a representative.
Yeah.
You create your own council. You have an ownership meeting. Okay, you have a players representative meeting
Yeah.
every year, and have their own meetings.
Well,
And
they
if you're
do.
not gonna,
They
I'm
do.
saying that they've got to get representatives from every team.
I think they do.
Is it every team?
Yeah.
Or is
Like
it, it's like
the
a
Redskins.
council?
Well, no. The Redskins. Our special teams player used to be our representative.
Okay.
The only reason I know that, don't ask, but just just knowing your team too much. But yeah, it was like a no-name guy from our team.
Player representation. I mean, they say that there's power in the players. They have to be. They've got to be present in the negotiation. They've got to try to be more proactive in. I mean, they're able to earn all kinds of different incentives. There's a big difference for an NBA player versus an NFL player in visibility.
Yeah.
You have much more marketability, much more brand access.
Sure.
To gain sponsorships, to all those other incentives and all those other things. An NFL player, a lot of people, the guy could walk by you and go, I don't even know who that guy is.
Offensive lineman walks
he's on
right
your team.
in.
You don't even know who he is, right?
True.
So there's got to be that kind of gained access. Eventually, yes, there probably will be a 17th game, and they're going to eliminate a preseason game, and they're going to keep saying that they're concerned about injuries and everything else. But
everything shows contrary to that.
And the NFL is I try to compare it to like an economies of scale kind of scenario. The NFL has a perfect model because they have 17 weeks, they have 16 games, and everything is important all of a sudden. You can lose multiple games in the NBA. You can lose multiple games in baseball or hockey, and it might not even matter.
Yeah,
but you could lose 10 games in a row in the NBA. The Pelicans, I think they had a 12-game losing streak this year.
And they're
in the hunt to get that 8th spot
for the
in the
8th
West.
spot.
Still in it. Yeah.
You can't lose 5 games in a row in the NFL.
And it's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
You're done.
Pretty much.
You're preparing for the draft.
Unless you are legitimately going to win 5 in a row.
So in that sense, they both have a lot to lose because there are teams that they're just concerned with selling tickets and being profitable. And then there's some teams that want to be competitive and want to win.
Yeah.
And we talk about the Patriots. The Patriots had this model that's been successful for the past 20 seasons. I remember watching the Patriots growing up, and they were a joke.
They were trash. Yeah.
They were garbage.
Yeah. For between 86 and 96, they were not a good team.
Even before that 85 Super Bowl team was not that good.
Yeah.
They weren't supposed to be the team there.
They weren't. They were healthy.
Yeah,
and they were real, and they were really good, and they ended up in the right place at the right time.
And they were the sacrificial lamb to the to the Bears.
And the Bears destroyed them. But they have the power. They just have to take it back.
And the problem with the NFL is the fact that these players don't really. The majority of the players don't get paid that much.
Yeah.
So a lockout, sitting out games
is enough,
and they only get paid during the NFL season. So the NFL season is what?
No. Remember, depending on how your contract is set up, because some people have those workout bonuses, so they get paid. Okay. Some people have the signing bonuses. That's the reason why you have to cut a guy by a certain day.
Yeah.
Because if I don't get cut by today, you got to pay me.
Because I remember watching the 30 for 30 broke.
Yeah.
A lot of these players were saying we don't get paid during the off season.
Yeah. Well, it kind of just depends. And that might have also been the case for like the Andre Risons of the world before the contract,
and they were just spending money, during the season, not realizing like, hey, you got to pay your bills
the rest of the year
in the off season still. So, but just saying that, I mean, it's a lot of players that it's not like the NBA where you're getting a lot of money no matter what type of player you are.
Guaranteed money.
True.
So that's why it's harder for the NFL, and that's why they've been stuck in this right now, because like, what are we gonna do if we are sitting out half a year or a whole year?
Yeah.
And I don't see it lasting a year, but
what a strike situation.
When was the strike? I mean, when was the last time they did that? Was that in the 80s?
87. The Redskins. Yeah. The Redskins won 2 Super Bowls in strike short.
How many games?
I think it was 14.
Yeah.
I think it was a 14-game season.
How many games did they? They had replacement players one year.
Yeah, that was 87.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
That was a movie.
The Scabs. Yeah, we because the Redskins, we went undefeated in the replacement games.
Yeah.
And that was actually how the team kind of jumped, like how we ended up getting a better seed and all that kind of stuff, because I want to say it was the middle of the season. Like the middle of the season, they like basically the strike happened and they skipped a week. And then they came back the next week with teams, and the Redskins, I think, went 3-0, if I remember right, in the replacement games. So
it's crazy.
Yeah, but that was 87. That was the last time.
All right.
The NFL's had really pretty, not necessarily harmonious relationship between the two sides, but if you look at it, baseball's had a strike. The NBA's had 2 lockouts. the NHL lost an entire season to a lockout.
Yeah.
The NFL's actually had a really good run. That's a 30+ year run without having any work stoppages.
I like that season when it was shortened. The NBA was shortened. We had the
50,
when they
90,
started like right on. They
99.
started right in Christmas or whatever.
99,
We
yeah.
started the season.
You're talking about 11.
No. The 50-game sprint where the Spurs won, that's
Yeah.
99.
Oh, you talking about the 99 one?
Yeah,
Or
that's 99.
I think the other one is.
Was it that far back?
I think 2011 is when we started on Christmas.
That might have been 2000.
That was when they started on Christmas.
Yeah.
In 99, they didn't
They
start
didn't
until
miss
like
half the season.
February.
Yeah.
It was like
Super late.
Yeah, that's right.
Because 2011, all we pretty much missed was like the first month and a half
Yeah.
of the season. They canceled the All-Star break because of it.
How many games was that year?
That NBA season
Yeah.
was either it was either
still like 70.
I think it was 50 or 62.
Yeah, I feel like
So
it was
it
like
was
a
more
weird
than
number.
60
It was more than
games.
50 because
Yeah.
it doesn't have the same level as the 99 did, where
Yeah.
they called it the Astra season for
Yeah,
the
for the Spurs. Well,
Phil
Phil
did that.
Jackson did.
Yeah, it was. I think it was 99.
That was 99 with the 50-game sprint where dudes was playing 3 games in a row.
Yeah, 2011 was the latest that's happened.
Yeah.
That is actually when Chris Paul got traded to the Lakers, and that got
And then
nixed.
didn't get traded to the Lakers.
That got
and
nixed.
David said
And
that will not happen.
And Lamar Odom was never the same after that because then he ended up getting traded again.
that's right, because he was in the
No,
trade.
they came back and they're like, we still got Powell and Lamar. Lamar's like, I don't want to be here anymore because
That's
you guys traded
right.
me.
Right.
That's
He ended up
right.
getting traded to
So
Dallas,
he got
and
traded
life
to
has
that
not been the
brothel.
same. So, well, no, the brothel was later.
He got traded to the brothel.
Parup
Good
was
job.
later. The
See, good job, Frank. You're catching up.
He
There
got
it is.
traded to the Bunny Ranch.
Parup Bunny Ranches.
Yeah.
That
He was the
that
PTP or the Bunny Ranch.
Yeah, I just remember watching a behind-the-scenes thing about Lamar Odom, and then he's going shopping for candy, and he's talking about how all the treats he likes and whatever. And
Oof.
wow,
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
good. It's not good times.
oh man, Lamar.
Lamar. And he's trying to play in the Big 3 league again. No chance. He's working
he
out.
could play.
Listen.
Well,
He could
he
be-
got
he-
kicked out
What?
last year.
he got kicked out. 'cause
What was
he
the reason?
Candy,
That white girl.
prostitutes,
No,
The white girl.
because of a white girl.
Well,
not because of a white girl.
Oh,
I said that white girl.
that white girl.
oh, white girls always causing problems.
Some more than others.
Always.
Yeah, that's true too. I mean, look, Lamar is still the Big 3 needs names, but they need names that actually still show up.
Yeah.
Because the AI year was great, but at the same time,
Should've been
AI,
greater.
AI couldn't do much.
Yeah.
Jason Williams actually really would have been great, but he tore
He
his
got hurt
knee.
right
He
away,
tore
right?
his knee
Wasn't that the
fir-
first game?
First game.
Yeah.
Like literally, I want to say he only had a few possessions too.
Yeah.
And that was his first major injury. And Jason was like, this isn't enough money. I could be making a lot more than money, because the main issue with the Big 3 is that even though, guys can essentially do whatever they want between Monday and Friday,
Yeah.
essentially, the Big 3 doesn't really want them to, kind of go and do their own thing. And in the summer is when a lot of the guys, that's when a lot of my type events are going on. And, guys can go to China. They can go to, the Philippines and get $100,000 in a weekend.
For an appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so $100,000 spread out, even though for a lot of the guys, that $100,000 is great money. For Jason Williams or an AI or those kind of guys, it's not enough money
Yeah.
to justify killing my entire summer. They don't need to scratch that itch so bad. Whereas a lot of the other guys that their careers may have ended on terms that they didn't like. Not everybody gets the Ray Allen or the Michael Jordan celebrity tour at the end.
Right.
The league just stops. So $100,000 and get out there. Jerome's son, gets to see him play, for a little bit, even though he wasn't alive when he was in the league. Those kind of things, it's big. So that 100 is great for them.
I saw that Bibby is involved now. Mike
Oh
Bibby
yeah,
is
yeah.
involved.
He's been Mike's been there since the beginning.
But he's going to be coaching, or is he playing this year?
Well, I don't know. That I
I thought
haven't
Marcus
seen.
Banks, I saw posted something maybe about that.
He
was
might
gonna
be coaching.
That he might be coaching.
Might be a player coach, possibly. Because
It's
Mike,
cool. I like Bibby.
yeah, Mike's gotten so big now. It's crazy. He's
ridiculous.
so
Oh,
big.
he's swole. They don't drug test in the big three,
I
right?
didn't know.
No.
I didn't know. I thought he couldn't move his arms.
Yeah, Mike put on a good 30 pounds of straight sheetrock.
Sheetrock.
Not a question.
Rock.
Not a question.
That's great.
Yeah, he's going to be head coach of the Ghost Ball.
The Ghost Ballers?
Yeah.
He's head coach now, or is he player coach?
Become Aliens head coach.
Oh, okay.
He
So
played for Ghost Ballers last season.
yeah.
as the team captain.
So what's his name? Shoot. Oh, who was Tiny?
Tiny Archibald.
Tiny
was their
Archibald
coach
was
last
the
year.
coach of Ghost.
They were 3 and
Aliens.
5.
Yeah. Trying to think who's on the Aliens. Gilbert.
And that
Gilbert
was their
on
first year, right?
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver. Oh, it was in Aliens. I'm sorry.
The aliens. I'm trying to remember who they had. They didn't have a very good team, if I remember right.
Yeah. Well, let's jump to the NBA. We're going to lose viewers if we keep talking about the big three.
Fair enough.
Who are
Sadly,
Daddy, who are those guys they're talking about? What's a Mike Bibby?
if you're watching our show and you're saying "daddy" like that, you probably should turn off the show. Wow.
Listen, our show is for all ages. We're on Gorilla Cross Network.
We are.
We're talking about
But I
Zion.
Zion. Let's talk about Zion
Love him.
versus LeBron. They had their second game last night. LeBron played Ja Morant Saturday
Yeah.
in a loss. He almost dunked over Anthony Davis the same way he almost dunked
on
over
Kevin Love.
Did.
Kevin Love.
Holy
Yeah.
smoke.
It looked exactly the same. Like
Yeah.
they put the picture up. It looked like the same picture.
John Morant is
He's really
wow.
He needs to settle down. That's good stuff.
Man.
good. Now, we even talked about it last week, the one and done rule. These players are better at a younger age than they've ever been, I think. At least these handful of people. We're looking
I
at
think it
Trae
depends
Young.
on the player, though.
We're looking at Ja Morant. We're looking at Zion Williamson, who is putting up numbers of a 10-year vet.
I'll put it to you like this: the league is different than it's ever been, and what I mean by that is and I've said this many times on the show before. Remember, you have to understand you have a league that essentially is run by babies. It was a league that never had veterans. You know, your veteran, you were learning from a Nick Young, who came in the league and was on a team that really didn't have any veterans for him. So there wasn't like the NBA and a lot of professional sports, but the NBA. Particularly, basically the veterans always would take rookies under their wing.
Yeah.
So they taught you how to be a pro. They taught you what it means to do these certain things. They didn't need a whole lot of player management staff and all that kind of stuff. So, so when you say that the younger players are better than they've ever been, I feel like some of the veterans are just never as good as they ever really could have been because they never really grew in a league where they were actually able to really
But
learn
just
the
even
game.
athletically, though, we're just seeing
that's-
things that these 20-somethings can do that they just weren't doing at this time. And even, I mean, I know the game's different, but even the way some of these guys think about the game. Trae Young, even though their record sucks, like he does some things that just with his mind, things he does that is kind of amazing for a 21-year-old dude.
He shouldn't be there yet. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I think that sometimes you have that generational thing where you see a guy and you're like, I remember people talking about Zion Williamson who was in 7th grade. Okay.
7th grade.
7th, 8th grade.
I
Yeah.
don't remember him that long far back.
And they were saying, this guy, oh my gosh, he was being recruited from like every school in the Carolinas and every SEC school. And, I think for a long time, people thought he was going to go to Kentucky. And they ended up going to Duke, of course.
Yeah.
Paid him more.
Yeah. As far as John Morant goes, I mean, I saw him once during the regular season when he was playing in college, and I don't know what it was. He was maybe just a kid going through student stuff. I don't know what he was doing, but he didn't really seem that engaged. And then when the tournament hit, I ended up watching the game that day, and it's like, holy smokes.
Yeah.
This guy is, it looked like I was watching NBA Jam or
Yeah.
something like that. I don't know what it's ridiculous. And since he's entered the league, it's been ridiculous. And it's kind of cool that we get to see these younger guys. I mean, Luka is ridiculous.
He just turned 21 a week ago.
Yeah, he's got more triple doubles. But at this point in his age, he had more triple doubles than Magic and LeBron combined.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
He's ridiculous. He's ridiculous. And just like we have this this influx of both, foreign and, our players here
Yeah.
in the States. It's been so fun to watch, and the NBA is in a really good place. And
They are.
It's been exciting to watch.
It's really, I think it's really going to be exciting over the next 5 years as this LeBron generation finally fades out, and then who picks up the mantle, because it's really up for grabs, and that's going to be a really interesting transition, because in the next 5 years, Steph, all those guys are going to kind of age out a little bit, and
people forget Steph's in his 30s already.
Yeah, well, Steph is what, 30?
31, I believe.
Yeah, 31, because he's 4 years behind me. So, Steph has 2 years. He has, like, next year and the year after where he's going to be still probably prime-ish.
Yeah.
Because he's still a smaller guy.
But a shooter can still.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, but in terms of actually, like, running the team,
sure,
MVP
getting 30,
capability,
30 a game. I don't
they're
know.
kind of. I was talking to a buddy of mine who's he's a ridiculous just basketball fan. He doesn't really have a team. He kind of likes the Spurs, but he's just all over all NBA. And he said that he thinks it's really important to see Curry be able to play with Wiggins to see exactly what they have.
Yeah.
And I think that it's going to change the dynamic, obviously, of what they've got, because that 5-year run was ridiculous.
Sure.
To what they had. It's so weird to see that they had that 5-year run and for it to fall off the way it had with the injuries and everything else, and KD doing whatever he was doing. And, it's very strange to see. But
which even if KD didn't leave, he would still be out, so they'd still be in the same exact position.
Right. Mm-hmm. But I'm interested to see how they come
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I want to see what the Warriors will look like
if they mess around and get and wait.
If they come back healthy, Wiggins becomes a better version of Harrison Barnes.
Yep.
That's how I feel.
Yes, he is.
And the fact that
more athletic.
Yeah.
I mean,
stupidly more
I
athletic.
Think way better version. And the fact that he doesn't have to be the man anymore. He doesn't have that pressure of being. You need to be a superstar.
You don't have to go get 20.
He doesn't have that pressure anymore.
True.
And playing with Steph, the way they pass, I think it's going to help him a lot. I think it's great for him to be there, and I hope it does work. But I think that's why they want to bring Steph back early, which he was supposed to come back yesterday and end up it's going to be pushed back.
They sat it down. Now, do you want to talk about the rumors that possibly Giannis might go there?
Real quick, let's talk about the Rookie of the Year right now, because like we said,
before the show,
Zion has been dominating in his 15 games back. He's averaging 24 points a game, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 59% field goals, 41% from 3, 64 from free throw. Those are ridiculous stats. 41% from 3, which I don't think he shot a lot of threes, but
that's still great.
That's still 41% of threes. Ja Morant in 54 games, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, 35% from 3, 49% field goal percentage. Obviously, most of Zion's shots are dunking on people, in the middle of the lane, but he still does have some type of outside shot that you have to guard.
What did he have last night? 30-something?
He had a career high, 34, I believe, 34 or 35, against the Lakers, against LeBron,
It's ridiculous.
I mean, so obviously Ja Morant's played more games. Zion, if he plays all the rest of the games, he'll end at 37 games.
He has to play a certain amount of games. Like it's like a minimum or something, Josh, like for him to qualify for Rookie of the Year.
So I think
you have to play
so.
Half the games, or I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's something like that where you do have to hit a certain benchmark. But I mean, look,
because they said Patrick Ewing won the Rookie of the Year,
and he played like
and he
almost
only played
at the minimum.
Yeah, but at the same time, there was no Ja Morant. There was no one even close. Yeah, there was no one close to him.
I mean, look, when it comes down to it, this is also a league that gave Ben Simmons a Rookie of the Year after sitting out a year, and also gave Blake Griffin a Rookie of the Year after sitting out a year. So, could it happen?
But
sure.
They sat out a whole year. It's not.
They weren't rookies. That was my point.
No, I feel you. But
Blake Griffin came and stole John Wall's Rookie of the Year. I'm still mad about that. That still sticks in my craw. But I did say sticks.
But that's
in my
why
craw.
some people were saying Zion should have sat out. And it's like, if he's ready and wants to play, and the team's saying he's ready, like, you're not going to come back just to be, like wait 6 more months just to say like, oh, I want to get rookie of the year.
Yeah. That's. I
Well,
mean,
he was
that's
saying
true.
it today that he didn't even care.
And if he doesn't win rookie of the year, it doesn't matter because you can say, look at my rookie stats. I averaged 25 a game, 7 rebounds,
Stretch that over
shooting
a whole year.
60%.
If you're speaking about Zion,
Imagine what our team would have. Again, like Dave said from the beginning, imagine what that team would have been had he had been there all year.
And you know how old Zion is?
19.
He's 19, right?
He doesn't turn 20 till after the season in July. 2 years ago, before he went to Duke, all I saw was highlights of him dunking on some short white guys, and I'm like, this guy is overhyped. He's not going to be that good. Last year, before the season started, Zion went to Duke. Guess who was rated over him?
Who?
R.J. Barrett.
Yes, he was.
He was supposed to be the number one guy. He looks very average in the NBA right now, which he's still young. And this is kind of
Toronto, man. I'm trying to tell you.
This is kind of messing up the young players now that are coming in because now you got these young players to compete with. So you almost don't even have that 4-year window to grow anymore because if you're not doing it right now, how come you're not doing it if Ja Morant's doing it, if Zion's doing it, if dude from Boston, why can't I think of his name? Jason Tatum. If he's doing it, if Trae Young got, he's an all-star his second year in the league. This is putting a lot of pressure on the.
How many years did Trae Young play at Oklahoma? 3?
1.
No, 1. He was one and
No,
done.
He was one and done.
I think he played more than 1 year.
I don't think so.
Didn't he play? I think he played sophomore year.
No. I don't believe so. Somebody got to keep talking while we in.
Yeah, we need a stat
I think
guy.
that. I'll just.
I think
just ramble and
okay,
mutter
well,
a little bit.
I think that what we're seeing is all these what ifs, like hypothetical, scenarios. It's kind of cool to see that LeBron's in his 17th year, that he's still been consistent. And what's the matter?
I was just saying one and done.
One and done.
He only had
Trae Young
32
played 1 year.
games and 27 a game. 27 a game,
Crazy.
4 rebounds, 8.7 assists. Yeah.
All right. I thought for some reason he played longer.
Yeah, no, he was there and he wasn't.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I think it's cool to see that LeBron has been here for as long as he's been. They're gonna probably talk about the MVP in a minute. We'll talk about how his impact and whatever else. This year, them not qualifying for the playoffs last year, did his whole body. He got to rest.
Oh, yeah.
And everything. He's come in full. He seemed to have a different pace to himself when he came in this season. He seemed ready. He seemed rested.
He seemed to have another top 5 player in the league with him.
But still, that rest
we
was
can't stay healthy.
That rest was the best thing for him.
It was.
I mean, that was amazing.
Didn't hurt. It definitely didn't hurt.
But he knew that coming to the Lakers, that the first year was going to be the year that he would probably chill a little bit. I'm not saying he didn't put any effort into it, but
no.
He definitely, was tired coming off of another finals run. He knew this wasn't the team that was going to go to a championship with the young players, and he knew there was a lot of trade assets. His plan wasn't a 1-year plan, and he knew
the 4-year plan.
He knew that this was the thing that could happen, getting Anthony Davis or someone of that caliber.
But you look at it, it's like it helped everybody involved. It's helped the Pelicans.
Yeah,
it helped Ball. It helped him getting out of LA and listening to all the junk with the stuff that was going on with his dad.
Yeah.
We don't hear anything about LeVar Ball
And can
anymore.
you imagine how good he can be with Zion if they play together?
He's
for
throwing
10
him
years?
half-court lobs now.
Listen,
It's ridiculous.
But don't you can't say LeVar Ball's name 3 times because he's about to.
It'll pop up.
He's gonna walk in here.
He's about to be right back in full throat in about.
That's
30
true.
In a way, all the big baller thing, Lonzo's cut him off a lot more than it's been publicized. So
no, for sure. But he still has LaMelo. Now I'm hoping that
future Nick.
Man, I hope so. I hope you guys get him. Listen. I hope
you guys. I'm not. Nick
that's
fan.
Todd.
Oh, you're
That's
not Nick.
Todd. I'm a Laker fan.
Wrong white friend.
Oh, I
Todd.
didn't realize you're a Laker fan like him.
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that.
He
I
used,
didn't know.
he used to be a Charlotte fan.
You're a Laker fan too.
No.
I know. I'm kidding.
Just it was the
Teasing.
quickest jersey I could grab.
teasing.
I'm look until this house is set up. he was gonna get on me last week because I almost had back-to-back shows and that doesn't happen. So he was really this is like the quickest turnaround of a jersey that he's seen in a long time.
But all this stuff, like the moves that were made, how the draft like broke down.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked out. It's worked out for the Lakers. Who knows what's going to happen going forward with LeBron and Anthony Davis? Anthony Davis is going to stay there. We don't even know.
I mean, he could technically leave this summer if
Yeah.
things,
Go back to Chicago.
I think it all really comes down to what happens in the playoffs. Because again, like I said, when it comes down to LeBron failing in playoffs or playoff runs, it's always LeBron doesn't have any help and it's everyone else's fault. It's never LeBron didn't do this or X, Y, and Z. That LeBron. It was LeBron did everything he could and did your job and 2 other jobs, and you didn't do your job.
I think it's different with Anthony Davis. I think he has a different type of respect for him than he's had for other players.
LeBron has.
LeBron does, and I think at the stage of his career, he knows that someone like that is necessary to win a championship.
Yeah.
Especially with the way the league's set up, there's a lot of teams with a lot of good players.
Just duos.
Yeah.
And he has a solid team around him right now.
Yeah. So I think Anthony Davis is benefiting off that too. So I don't see him going anywhere now. I could see Anthony Davis maybe signing the 1-and-1 and just kind of follow.
Maybe.
Like, what does LeBron do once he's done with this? This contract. Are they going to build around me once LeBron's done? But I don't see Anthony Davis leaving this summer at all, unless they win out in the first round. They have a big beef, but I don't think that's happening.
I doubt it.
Yeah. So. But, as far as New Orleans is concerned, that was a great trade for them because that freed up the best player on the team for Zion to come in and put up close to the same numbers.
Yeah. Same numbers, less headache.
Yeah, and then you get someone like Brandon Ingram, who was an all-star this year. I'm not sure if he would have been if Zion was playing all year.
I don't know.
It's possible.
He may have been.
He's
possible.
He's continuing to score right alongside him.
You got Drew Holiday. You have Lonzo. Like I said, I think this is what actually is going to save Lonzo's career in the NBA is playing with this guy.
It doesn't hurt him
at all.
No,
it doesn't hurt him, and it's about to get him money.
They have a really good team, and this is a young team that could stay together for a while.
I think it worked out well for them for those guys to go to New Orleans together.
Yeah.
It worked out for them. They bonded. They were bonding when they were with the Lakers. They were already tight.
And they bonded on basically nobody wanted us.
Yeah.
Yep.
In a Golden Knights type of way. Nobody wanted us. They didn't want us. They didn't think we were good enough, and now we're doing everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, look, going back to what happens in the next 5 years, the Pelicans are definitely a team that they could mess around and be very, very dangerous in the next 3 years.
They could.
Depending on what happens with Brandon Ingram.
Well, you have some older teams that are going to be falling off. We know that the Spurs are going to be,
They already have.
They've already kind of fallen
Yeah.
apart, and it's wide open for them.
Yeah.
So they've got a good core. They add some free agents over the summer and see where it goes. But I mean,
and right now Portland and New Orleans are both 3.5 games behind Memphis for the 8th. And Memphis has a tough schedule for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Just want to keep emphasizing
and
that.
the two of them, they play each other 2 times.
I think they played 2 more times.
I think 2 times in 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
well, I'd like to see.
It's going to be fun watching that 8th spot.
I'd like to watch potentially Memphis playing the Lakers in the first round, or New Orleans playing the Lakers in the first round. I think that would be cool.
Yeah. Either or is great.
Either way, I'd be happy with either way.
Portland quietly wouldn't be bad either.
No.
It wouldn't be bad, but you wouldn't get that same excitement from the next generation against LeBron. I think
Dame though. Dame will give me some excitement.
I mean,
It's Dame time.
They're the only team I think that could win 2 games.
Yeah.
2 or even 3 games. I think Portland could take them to the
Blazers.
limit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Blazers definitely would match up better with the Lakers, especially if they got one of their centers back, which it doesn't look like they're ever coming back. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Seriously, I think he died. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was too dark.
It got dark. He just broke his leg.
Just for a second,
He still
but
hasn't been back for a whole year. But obviously the TV dream matchup is Zion versus LeBron in Zion's first year ever in the playoffs.
ESPN's changing scheduling around. They're putting extra Pelicans games on TV.
Well, yeah, because the problem is they had a lot at the beginning of the season,
And now they're coming back.
becoming duds, and now he's playing so good that they almost have to. Let's get into the MVP race right now. LeBron is playing out of his mind at the age of 35. I think people forget that he's 35 because he's not playing like it at all. He's still having, one of his best seasons in the NBA, I think.
Yeah.
It's right up there.
Number 1 seed.
But then there's Giannis. Just having a ridiculous season.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
They struggled tonight. They only scored 89 against the Heat tonight. That's their
won.
lowest of the season.
Didn't they win?
Who?
No, the Heat won.
Oh, no, the Heat blew him out.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Heat won.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I look at it this way. Giannis could also win Defensive Player of the Year.
True.
Very
so
true.
when it comes down to it, I mean, he leads the league in defensive rebounds a game.
Mhm.
He also leads the league on affected shots. So when you want to talk about the impact that he's having completely on his team is the number 1 defensive rated team in the league. Yeah, no, LeBron's having a good year, but he still takes his breaks on defense.
And I think the people talking about it, I definitely think he's second right now in MVP voting.
He's a solid second.
And James Harden is right
right
there too.
Yeah.
People keep forgetting about him. I think he's getting to the point where he's been too good that now that now you forget about how good he really is. You might not like the way he plays, but and I'll pull up his stats in a minute, but Giannis right now 29.9, 13 rebounds or 14 rebounds, 6 assists. LeBron 25.5, 8 rebounds, 10.5 assists, leading the league in assists.
Mm-hmm.
So I think people are looking at his age, like dude's 35 leading the league in assists and still scoring 25 a game at this age. I think that's why they're putting him up there so close. But when it comes down to it, you can't really do that. You can't.
It's apples and oranges.
Yeah. What do you think, Frank?
Would you have an issue now with a lot of not recency bias? What I'm trying to think of what the phrase is that we have guys that win MVP and then we automatically want to eliminate them or something the following year.
Mm-hmm.
And
because Harden, I think, should have won last year. I had him winning it last year.
Giannis had a great season,
and Giannis
obviously.
had a better end of the season, and I think that shouldn't penalize people, but it does.
No, it shouldn't.
You had 10 really great games at the end, but James Harden had a dominant NBA season that's almost forgot about unfairly.
Well, I mean, unless it's MJ, we don't. It's like we don't feel comfortable giving somebody an MVP for the regular season. 2
years in a row,
year after year.
Yeah.
It feels like, oh, we shouldn't do that. That's not right.
Shoot, and even MJ fell prey to that with Karl Malone stealing one that was like, the heck did he get it for?
And Karl Malone had a good year, but I mean, come on.
And then he didn't get the Finals MVP.
It's like you've had a better year than you've ever had, but Jordan is still
Jordan. Can't give it to you every year, Michael. Why not?
James Harden this year, 34.9 points per game, which I believe that's leading the league. It should be. If not, then we got problems. 6.4 rebounds, 7.3 assists, 44% field goals, 36 from 3. I mean, that's right up there. I mean, I would put him and LeBron number 2. I don't even know. That's hard. That's a tough one right there.
That defense again, it people I know today's game isn't very much focused on the defensive side of the ball, but go ahead and read Giannis' stats.
Oh, I did.
What
30 points a game, 14 rebounds, 6 assists. Blocks, let me go look at blocks. Steals, one steal, 1.1 blocks.
Oh, just
as a team, they're ridiculous. I mean,
I would think he'd average more blocks than that.
So that was their 9th loss then tonight, right? 9th
Yeah.
loss, 10th loss, 9th
That's
loss.
crazy.
9.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
and they have
And the only team they've
20
lost to twice is the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
they lost the opening night. I think they lost to the Heat,
I believe so.
or the first week of the season. I think
Yeah.
they lost to the Heat.
Miami's a team, and I said this before they even got Iguodala and did any trades. Nobody wants to see them in the East,
No,
and that's including Milwaukee.
No.
Milwaukee's not guaranteed to go to the finals just
No,
because they're
they're not.
having a historic season.
Not at
either.
all.
Because we saw what Toronto did last year, and in a 7-game series, that formula will work
Doesn't matter who you
with
are.
any team.
Yeah.
So if they're smart, people will look at what Toronto did. And if Toronto plays them again, they're number 2 right now in the East.
But Toronto doesn't have that. They don't
They
have
don't
that.
have
They don't have that man.
They don't, but Siakam is a lot better.
He's
I
better.
feel like their talent
They
has
got
been spread
Drake.
out more.
No,
They have Drake
Sorry.
with the championship.
No,
belts.
they're.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. They have championship medal, and that's something that we always you underestimate the heart. Like you still, that's legit. That's still there. So, they are missing a very, very, critical piece. But yeah, like you said, they at least do have the formula. Now, if they can execute that formula for 7 games or 4 wins,
Yeah.
is a different story.
And I think it's something that maybe needs to be noticed about what Toronto's done this year to be able to respond to lose Kawhi. It's very easily for you to just say, "Oh, you know what? We'll fall off.
They're just all right.
Kawhi's gone. We're
Yeah.
just like we're here. We'll compete. Whatever." I think Nick Nurse is a heck of a coach.
Yeah.
And that kind of got overlooked. I think in all of this.
Dave was singing his praises all last year.
But what everyone forgets about too is they didn't have Kawhi 2 years ago, and they won the Eastern Conference.
No.
They had the best record in the Eastern
Oh,
Conference.
sorry,
They had they were
They-
a 1 seed. Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
made it to the
Right.
to the conference finals
and lost to LeBron.
and got cracked. But they did
It
make
was
it to
the conference
but
finals, was it?
It was. I think it was semifinals.
It was semi because Boston was in the conference
Boston
finals.
was the conference finals. It's
That was
Tatum's rookie year.
You're right.
And
You're right.
he was trying.
Kyrie was out.
As a rookie, Tatum was taking it to LeBron. It
What was
seven games.
were the Cavs the 4 seed?
Cavs were the 2.
Then it, if
The
they-
2 or the
No,
they were the
No,
I think
because they
were the-
played probably 3 or 4. They weren't doing good that year
Yeah.
because that's the year they had Dwayne Wade and
Then they were
Derrick
they
Rose,
would've
and
had
then
to be
they
the
traded.
four.
Daughtery.
They traded
Daughtery.
9 people at the trade
Yeah.
deadline.
Yeah, and they ended up with Larry Nance Jr. and everybody was like, "Yeah, like this is so great." And I was like, "He's been trash on the Lakers." So all of a sudden,
Whoa.
well, what has he done since?
Leave him alone.
I'm just saying.
Trash.
Him, Jordan Clarkson, like everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, they're gonna be fine." I was like, they literally can't win 8 games in the
I mean,
Western
they were
Conference.
fine. They got to the finals.
What did they do for him?
Mm.
Sit and pick
Same-
pine needles out of their
same
butt
thing.
cheeks.
Same thing that Cavs did the year before. Not much. Cavs
Yeah.
won 1 game the year before.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And that one game took the greatest 3-point performance
no.
of all time.
Cleveland was number 4.
They
Yeah.
were the
It was
fourth.
They
Toronto,
were the fourth.
Boston, Philly, which Philly won 16 in a row
That's right.
going into the
That's
playoffs
right.
that
That's
year.
right.
Because the thing with the seeding is that you win the division, you have to be a top 4 seed, but you're not necessarily a top 3
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
you win your division.
yeah.
They won their division.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It was.
Okay.
Yeah, the Indiana, Miami.
So yeah, it was
Milwaukee.
the second round though.
And
Was the
who
second round.
lost to Toronto in the first round that year?
The Wizards.
Oh,
we
yeah.
lost.
Yeah,
we
that's
lost.
right.
That was the last time we made. I think that was the last
You
time we
knew
made
that.
the
Yeah, I
playoffs.
remember.
You knew that. They was
He,
messing with
he
you.
did. He did it like that. Just but wasn't that no? We got cracked.
No, you got cracked.
That was a bad one. Yeah, it was the year before. It was the year before we didn't.
But saying that about Toronto, they're better. They have that same team except better players because DeRozan DeRozan was never good in the playoffs anyways.
Yeah.
Not really.
And when you take him out and add Siakam instead as their best player,
Yeah.
and you have Fred VanVleet,
Kyle Lowry
This
knows
team
how to
is
win.
good right now.
They've done a good.
This is a
they
good
did a good
team.
job building that roster. I
Yeah.
mean, even without Kawhi being there, I mean,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
have a good roster.
Still, I mean,
It's-
the roster.
I
Look,
don't know how it's going to work.
they
in the
still got
playoffs, but
Marc Gasol. Like they still have good
Yeah.
pieces. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm interested to see the matchups for the East. I mean, once
It
they-
depends
down
on
to matchups.
it depends on what
Comes
Siakam
down
does too. Is he gonna
take the next
keep
step.
doing what he's been doing in his
Yeah.
regular season and be that all-star, future superstar maybe in the league that he could be?
right.
Because we saw him kind of fold a little bit in the finals last year.
More or less just kind of go away at times.
He had game 1 where he had, I think, like 34 points, and
Yeah.
they kind of fading away from there.
Yeah.
Siakam.
Siakam.
Yeah, game 1 of the finals.
Yeah.
yeah, he had like 34.
He lost his
whatever.
mind and then
And then you didn't
all over
see
the
him much
place.
after that.
Then he kind of fell off.
Yeah.
Was he hurt?
no, it was
Tired?
just
Draymond,
start
I mean, there was,
people start game planning and be like,
Yeah.
he can't do this.
That's true.
So
yeah. Lakers waived Troy Daniels, which
Oh,
isn't a
man.
big deal.
yeah, that was like
he was a shooter
flashed
that
everywhere. And I was
couldn't
like,
really shoot that much.
okay.
Well, the reason it was flashed everywhere is because the guys they were bringing in to work out. So they had to cut somebody because they want to bring in other players that could actually help and maybe play any type of defense because Troy Daniels was horrible.
Well, they're going to bring in Hennessy and Chill.
They already did this today.
They brought in JR?
JR.
They brought in J.R. Smith for a workout.
Oh.
And knucklehead number 2, Deion Waiters, for a workout.
Waiters Island.
Now, if you guys had to choose, Waiters obviously was in the news a lot this year. He's starting the season suspended. He was about to come back, and then he ate the edibles on the plane.
Had a seizure.
Had a seizure on the plane, pretty much, eating too many edibles. Was suspended again. Came back and actually had a couple good games that people don't realize.
No.
Ends up getting traded and then cut. Or did he just get cut?
I think he got released.
Okay.
I think they just released him.
So, if you're the Lakers, and you have to pick between one of these two knuckleheads, who do you pick? Or do you release Jared Dudley, too, and just take them both? Because that's what I would do as a GM. Jared Dudley, I don't know how he's in the league.
You love
Josh. Oh,
Elmer
my gosh,
Fudd.
I cannot stand
You love
that
guy, Elmer Fudd.
I cannot stand him.
He's hot trash.
He's garbage.
He's been hot trash for
garbage,
years.
bro.
Like when the Wizards picked him up a few years ago, I was like, why? What are we doing?
I don't know if his dad's Adam Silver or what, but
his dad's Adam Silver. He has like a different strokes type of situation. He adopted him. Whatever.
What you talking about, Willis?
Got adopted mid-career. Like
Mr. D.
Mid-career.
Wow.
Mr. Silver.
Jared,
I feel
really
like I need
you.
a dad. Like you're 27. Why
If
do you need a
I was
father?
picking between the two, from an entertainment standpoint, J.R. Smith is obviously, going to be more entertaining because he's crazy, and I think that Deion Waiters. I don't know. I mean, how much are these
They're
guys
both
going to?
almost the same.
How
type
much are
of
they going to
guy.
play?
Well,
how much?
I
Oh,
think
no,
they
no,
need.
it's prorated.
I
It's
think they need
prorated.
a spark
It'll be-
off the bench.
it'll be a prorated deal. You
Well, he's
won't
not talking about the money.
I'm saying how much are they going to
Play,
play?
not
play.
pay.
How much do
Sorry,
they play?
sorry,
Not
sorry.
pay.
Play.
They're going to pay them.
I mean, look, when it comes down to it, I would say J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith. He doesn't need the ball in his hands as much, whereas Deion Waiters he's more of a he massages the orange. Honestly,
man.
he needs the ball. He needs to. He kind of has to.
And
be
he
in
thinks
control.
he's better than he is.
He does.
That's been a
J.R.
Deion.
Smith. Oh,
no,
Deion
Waiters.
Deion Waiters,
His
yeah.
entire career, he felt like
he's been
a top 5 player.
Dion wanted to be the guy over Kyrie
Yes, he did.
when Kyrie got drafted.
Yes, he did.
He did this. He did similar stuff in Miami when they had, and I like him a lot. I think he's great skilled. I just think mentally, it's
he had a really good stretch a few years back, and I think he bought into it
I felt like
more so than anyone else.
Yeah, I felt like he he actually had a chance
even more
to,
than J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith. Like 9 E's.
Smeagol. But I would go with JR personally just because he plays defense,
And he's played with LeBron, so.
and you already know where that's going to go.
But the problem is the very last picture that we've ever seen of J.R. Smith that we know of that's in our memory.
I've got the meme.
Is the LeBron looking like, what did you just do? Because the last play anybody remembers of J.R. Smith is him grabbing the rebound and instead of putting it up for the win, runs the ball out, calls a timeout.
Yeah, it's great.
Those memes.
So there's two things. Either like you can't go back to that as LeBron or a LeBron team, or maybe you do. And because let's face it, he hit some big shots with the Cavs.
Oh,
like,
100%.
Oh yeah.
There was the first series against Golden State when Iguodala won the MVP. That in that very last game where they got eliminated, he was the only one still playing, including LeBron.
Yeah, he was.
LeBron
he was losing
checked
his
out,
mind.
and he almost got them back in that last game. Which I was like, if everybody else would play as hard as he was, they could have come back and won that. I think it was Game 6.
I think he had like 6-7 threes in that second half.
Yeah.
Of that game, that elimination game.
And he was balling out. So
the game 2 years ago where they actually won that one game because they got insanely hot from 3.
yeah.
He had 30 points that game.
Yeah.
So
And to get somebody like that that's been to the finals, that's why I would take JR over him, even though Listen, that meme is one of the most popular memes in the last 3 years of anything.
That's terrific.
I would take him, and obviously you have to look at the workout. He's older than Dion.
Mhm.
But he has the experience. He's played with LeBron, and he doesn't eat edibles. He just
You
smokes regular
sound
weed.
very pro J.R. Smith. Very pro J.R. I'm just saying.
Who would you take? Did you answer that?
He did. He said JR.
I would take JR.
JR, and then you said JR.
I like Deion Waiters. I mean, I think he deserves another shot.
Just not on this team.
Not in this scenario though. Not maybe just spend the offseason getting focused and figured out and
getting
maybe
clean.
Dion Waiters 28,
Okay.
J.R. Smith 34.
Yeah, because I knew he was closer to my age. He's been in the league
And
since
JR hasn't played. He played like 2 weeks last year. It hasn't played since. He thought he was going to release me.
That's right.
And then I get picked up on whoever and help them out.
somebody's gonna want me.
And
It's gonna be a
nobody
bidding
did.
war, and nobody did.
Nobody did.
Yeah.
So how does he really look? They said Dion Waiters had a good workout, and all they said about J.R. Smith is he worked out. Can I get that charger? My phone's about to die now.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough. I should be good.
So I don't know. It really depends on that too. I mean, a 34-year-old J.R. Smith, has he still been in the gym consistently?
I don't know.
Dion Waiters, he has
Been in the dispensary consistent. No,
exactly.
I'm just teasing. I'm sorry,
Are you
Dion.
really?
I haven't been in.
We actually have Dion on the phone right now.
Here. He's calling.
Edible. But yeah, it'll be interesting. And honestly, I mean, you had someone like Troy Daniels that wasn't getting in the game at all. So this gives you somebody off the bench.
Yeah.
So either one of them is definitely an upgrade. So I don't know. I mean, I'm all for it. And I like somebody else that's a little older than both of them that hasn't been talked about or worked out. And I think
Magic
he still
Johnson?
wants to play
Oh.
is Magic Johnson's son,
Stop.
Beatrice.
Stop.
What's his name?
Stop. It's EJ.
Oh, EJ.
He said Beatrice. And you really almost messed me up. I was like,
You look like a
does he
Beatrice.
have another child? Does he have another child that I'm not thinking about? It's EJ.
Who could forget Beatrice Johnson, Magic's son?
Beatrice Johnson.
But Jamal Crawford,
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
he's old,
That's fine.
but he gets hot. And when he gets hot, he
Is he interested in playing?
he played last year. I think he is. He played last year with Phoenix,
Yeah.
which was weird that he went to Phoenix when he did because they were not a playoff team.
At
No.
all. Like, they had no ambitions of trying to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, so
He just wanted to hoop.
Yeah, I guess.
That was really all it came
pretty
down
much.
to. Phoenix was paying.
It's warm weather.
I'll-
Let me get another paycheck.
yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Does J.R. Smith, do you think he becomes a difference maker potentially for what they're trying to do, or is it just to fill a spot?
They need a spark off the bench, I think. They just got Markieff Morris, so I think that helps a lot. I think he's really good coming off the bench. So
I like that.
I think this
I like
just
him
adds
getting Morris.
to that.
Enjoy Markieff Morris. It ain't worth it. Trust me.
Hmm.
I had him on the Wizards for 4 years. It ain't worth it. You'll understand when I look. I think it was.
He's shooting 40 from three. So
I think it was Dave that had him last year for that little burst, and he's like, "Yeah, Markieff Morris." And then
Yeah.
3 weeks went by, and he was like, "Yeah, I see what you was talking about." I was like, "Yeah,
he's
I'm
not
trying to tell you."
Marcus. I mean, we definitely got like the worst of the twins, but
And he thinks he's better. That's the worst
yeah,
part.
we got the second one that came out.
We got the worst of the two.
Oh
Out of
my
both
goodness.
of you, you're not the good one.
But no, I think, when you really look at the Lakers right now, how many players on their team have championship experience?
LeBron,
Rondo. Who else?
Uh,
Dwight's been there.
Dwight's been in the finals.
yeah.
JaVale McGee.
He has a ring. Or he has two.
JaVale McGee. But outside of that,
That's it.
you know what I mean? It's always good to
Well,
have.
Caruso, I think he won the G League.
Oh God.
I think
You really almost had me. I was like, whose team was he on? I was like, he was
won a G
he was
League
on the
title.
Warriors. He was real quiet.
Caldwell Pope won a championship in the detention center last year.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Quinn Cook,
Well,
yeah, Quinn
he's-
Cook.
Jared
Cook.
Dudley won the I haven't done push-ups
Ever.
championship. Danny Green.
He won the headband.
There's actually
a lot.
Danny Green.
Yeah, you
There's
guys,
actually a lot.
Green's got
you
a
guys
ring.
do
There's
have
quite a bit.
have a few.
They
So I
got
mean,
that championship pedigree.
it never hurts to
Avery
have
Bradley.
more.
Was he in the finals
No,
with Boston?
He's been in the final. He wasn't on that
He wasn't a
team.
rookie?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Maybe not. I can't remember.
I'm gonna do my.
Might have been,
Yeah,
might have
really,
been
right?
the next
That's-
year.
I'm gonna tweet her right now.
That's not the
Avery,
tweeter.
did you play for Boston?
Hey,
2010. So it was right after they
hit me
went to the
back.
championship.
Avery,
Okay,
did you win a
okay.
title with the Celtics? Oh,
Okay.
all right.
So
But that's still a lot of teams.
yeah, that's still a lot of
you know,
players.
that are right there. Yeah.
But I mean, it never hurts. It never hurts, and especially when you're replacing someone that hasn't
Troy
done
Daniels,
anything
not doing anything.
with someone that has a voice that
Yeah.
can rally and again, like I said, I always talk about those Vietnam flashbacks, and those are real.
Yeah.
So all it takes is a little bit. We'll see.
What do you think your window is though for what the Lakers are going to do this year? Do you think we'd be in a spot where we're going to win the West? Do you think we're going to win the West?
This year?
Yeah.
As far as going to the finals?
Or do you think we're going to go to the NBA Finals?
Clippers, it
I
really
think-
depends on what Clippers do right now because they are deep. They really
They
do have
are.
a deep team.
They are.
You're bringing Lou Williams off the bench. They could knock in 20 in the fourth quarter if you want.
Patrick Beverley.
Patrick Beverly, you have Reggie
The
Jackson
whole
now
double beast.
that's playing better with the Clippers. Reggie Jackson is another Deion Waiters type player to me, not as mentally
Head
crazy,
case,
but
yeah.
thinking he's better than he is, wanting to be the best player on the team. So that could be an issue, but Doc Rivers is a really good coach. I don't think
He is.
You're not dealing with that on a Doc Rivers team. You
Yeah.
might do that with Billy Donovan and then with whoever's in Detroit at the time, whatever coach they decide to have every year. So I
Feel so
think that
bad
would
for
fit.
Detroit.
Annual coach.
And,
I
and
feel
they
so
have
bad
they
for
have
Detroit.
Marcus Morris. They have a bench. So really, to me, it really just depends on how they mesh together at the end of this year because
Right.
they haven't played that many games together.
No, that's true.
So, but at the same time, LeBron's going to be on a different level in the playoffs, and you're already starting to see a little bit of that. I think you saw that last night, kind of the playoff LeBron with Anthony Davis out.
Mhm.
So I think you're going to see a whole different version of LeBron, and hopefully Anthony Davis can follow that and step up too, because he's not used to being in the playoffs.
No,
and
not
playing
on a
long.
run. Not on a run.
No.
No.
So
This is a new experience for Anthony Davis. I mean,
Yeah.
to have that potentially a
Can
deep,
Anthony
a
Davis
deep
play
playoff run.
20 to 25 games in the playoffs?
Is he
Straight.
going to play 4 out of 7 playoff games?
yeah.
In 7
Yeah.
nights. I mean, play
Yeah.
4 times. I mean, who knows?
So we'll see. It's definitely not a clear cut. And let's talk about the Rockets real quick. They're calling micro ball. They lost to the Knicks tonight, but can this work out once? Can this be
For
something where they get to the finals with
Work out for them.
No.
work out for the league?
I don't
Can
think
this
so.
micro ball work out because they're playing better? They're actually not too far behind. Let me check the standings real quick, but they're third. They're fourth now.
The Rockets are
they're
fourth
fourth
in the
now.
West.
I'll
So-
tell you. I'll tell you the reason why.
They're a game above Utah for fifth, which
Okay.
they need the home court
When-
going into the first round. But can this work out once? Because they do have 2 former All-Star or MVPs.
Well, no, they have 2 MVPs on the same team in the same backcourt. But when it comes down to it, when you face a team like the Lakers that have an athletic big like Anthony Davis, or they have multiple athletic bigs with JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard, who is stopping them? If I and honestly, and that's my biggest issue with the league. Like most of these teams have enough problems on their team to say, bro, go sit on him.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
why are you
Right.
sitting here trying? Why are we playing basketball catering to what their strengths are? We have our own strengths.
Play to your strength.
They don't it's like teams don't know to do that, or players aren't smart enough or don't have a big enough IQ to make that happen. But I think teams like the Lakers that they have players that it's like, bro, you guard me? Like, you know what I mean? Like they have
Right.
enough there, or LeBron, where it's like, okay, so you have no people
Yeah.
inside. Like I can do whatever I want whenever I want. Like, so it's
Especially a 7-game series.
yeah. I mean, I think, listen, James and Russ will do what they need to do, but when it comes down to it, who's getting the rebounds and who's stopping somebody on our our team. So,
But
Who's
at the
taking
same
the
time,
shot?
if they get hot, which they could,
very true.
but to depend on just hotness for
Yeah, for
to, win,
hotness
to win
sake,
16 games.
yeah, it's that's a different.
It's
level
hard
of
to
hot.
depend on hotness. I mean,
Yeah.
when I'm out there
Yeah,
talking to the babies,
I've been trying to depend on it,
it's
my
hard.
whole life.
It's
and
difficult.
I have to talk once in a while.
You gotta tone it down sometimes.
You
Exactly.
can't just,
you gotta
you can't
rein
just
it
like
in.
wink and all that.
I mean, it works. Drop my keys.
Sure.
Drop.
That's the move.
You're sashaying over with the key drop.
Yep.
Oh no. Oh, I think I dropped something.
That's a
oh
shout.
my
That's a shout out to
goodness.
a friend
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's the move.
that's dating Todd's cousin.
Oh
Move.
no.
Whoops.
So what were
That
you
wasn't.
saying?
That wasn't.
Oh, Houston.
Houston. Yeah. I think that who's going to take the shot when they're in this situation? When
James.
when they've got
Yeah, but the problem is Russ likes taking that shot, and he
Not very
he
good
can't
at
ever
it.
hit it.
saying, is he taking the shot or is he taking the shot by default? I mean, after there's already been a missed shot, he's like, okay, hold on, I'm going to shoot.
Yeah.
Relax.
You just
You
did.
know, yes, you
It
just
didn't
did, yeah.
work.
Yeah, because I mean, gosh, they like playing together. What could have been? What could have happened if these guys had stayed together?
3 MVPs, bro.
You got
That's crazy.
3 guys that are
Well,
MVPs.
But look, and I always it sucks because
Could they have
you-
played together? I think they could have.
I think they
I
could have
think they
because they
would've.
really
They would've
loved
made it
they
work.
really loved each other, but I don't think any of the three ever really became as great as they would become outside of KD. KD I think would have been the guy just because he was everyone just in terms of the eyeball test was like, well, he's different. Everybody else, they really needed to separate to really become what they became.
We say that, but they were too young to even know if they wouldn't have become that as a team.
well,
Now,
but
I think it would have affected Harden more because
he was
he
coming
was
off the
coming off the
bench. He was
bench.
coming off the bench. He wasn't even getting a shot to
and
be the
I,
guy.
I think he could have became the starter, but yeah, they weren't. I don't think he would have ever got that.
Real
shot.
put like the real
So
push.
we wouldn't have known him being
Yeah.
James Harden as we know
Sure.
him now.
That's right.
That's
right.
true.
But still, looking at that, like maybe they would have when you look at Golden State and what they've been doing. It's like, wait, if they can move the ball like that and do all that, maybe we could have 3
But Russ didn't want
stars
to move.
too.
Russ didn't want to move that ball.
Is the Durant and is Durant and Kyrie is this gonna work? Are they
No.
gonna play together?
Are they
Are they
going to
gonna-
play
Are they gonna play?
They're gonna play. I don't think it'll work
at the same
I think
time?
they will. They will. I look. Listen. I mean,
Kyrie might be done. I mean, his injuries.
I wouldn't say that you're wrong, but I know he's gonna limp and try to push his agendas
And
for a little bit longer.
Does KD get frustrated with that next year when
Yes.
when
They'll
Kyrie's
go
only
back to
playing
the Thunder.
55 games, and he's looking at what he had in Golden State,
Yeah.
saying like, these guys played hard every game, and now I'm playing with somebody that is very emo like
Yeah.
him. Maybe they get
Yeah.
along like that. Maybe that's why they get along so well. But
Mm,
they don't hang out for 9 months. So this is going to be a
Right.
9-month. We're hanging out together every day,
Every day.
traveling. We're on the plane,
rubbing each other the wrong way. Like
and now we're both emotional at the same time. I'm
Yeah.
getting on my burner account, talking junk about you.
and
I think it could be great or it could be tragic. And
I-
I'm leaning towards tragic, to be honest.
It might.
look,
To be honest,
I would to
To be honest,
I caught that. I mean, look, when my feeling is when you look at Kyrie, every situation he's been in has been locker room discord. There's been locker room strife.
Yeah.
People are upset. Every situation he's been in. KD, it's been quiet. It's been a little bit more, a little bit more covert. It's not necessarily all out there like he was an issue.
yeah.
But he just kind of was a part of issues, maybe.
Mhm.
It's just different. Kyrie has been literally a cancer, and
Yeah.
you have to cut it out, like you have to, or cancer spreads. This time, I don't know. And when you look at the Nets, they look at each other similar to the Clippers from last year. Like, we were good enough to make it to the playoffs
Yeah.
with nobody. We had D'Angelo Russell, and he was hurt most of the season.
right?
So
I mean, he was all-star, though. He was balling out.
he was playing really well, but he also
was.
he was in and out of the lineup.
Mhm.
It wasn't like he was the reason they made it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
They played well together, and now it's like
And they
can't
had a
play
lot
at
of
all.
injuries and still made it to the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Levert went out
Yes,
and
he did.
looked like he was going to be out for the season, ended up coming back.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did. He looked like he was gonna be out for his career for a hot minute.
And they got to decide too if they try to keep Kyrie long term. Your boy, who's their best player right now?
Spencer Dinwiddie.
Dinwiddie is a free agent soon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's better than Kyrie as far as he stays on the floor.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's
And
definitely
he's a really good player.
He's definitely shown more durability. And I mean, look, when it comes down to it, is he better than Kyrie? No. Is he better for this team? Possibly.
Well, it's kind of strange too, because you've signed with a team as a free agent, and you've had very little to no contact, bonding, impact, whatever, with anybody you've been on the team with.
Yeah.
This team, you've spent a year around them, or you're going to spend almost a year around them without playing with anyone.
Yeah.
And then they're saying that, Durant's interested in playing the Olympics this year.
Let's talk about that, because I
that kind of
barely
makes you
saw
feel
that.
strange too. That he's like, oh,
That's interesting.
I'm interested in being in the Olympics this year. If I'm ready, if my body feels right, whatever else. How does that affect you for your team? Saying like, well, what are you doing here? You're at risk injury, and
Now the Olympics is September, right?
No,
late August.
It's like midish
Okay.
August. Yeah.
Does that hurt him a lot? Because, and here's what I don't like when it's like a bigger game, I guess. These guys are playing every day anyways in the summer. They're playing in the Drew League, and they're just playing together all the time. But people get upset when they want to play in like an event, like when it's actually organized.
Well, because it's serious. It's serious. Like the thing about NBA players.
But at the same time, with the Olympics, you're not playing like 30 minutes a game. You know what I'm saying?
No, but it is still real. It's still real. Like when you go play in the Drew League, when you go listen, when the thing, like I'll use the analogy. My brother used to piss me off all the time because whenever he would go to the gym, like everybody in the gym would be going at him with everything they had, and they would and Jerome would be working on things.
And he's the only NBA guy in the gym?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's like the only NBA guy there. Sometime there might be another one, and Jerome would always go like 75%. And so like I would know that he was holding back, but then people are talking stuff, and I'm like, man, don't go at him. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're making me upset. Like
He's like,
embarrass
I got money
him.
to make.
Embarrass him, please, so this will stop and everyone will shut up. And so players during they might play every day, but it's more or less to keep their legs together, to not lose anything. But they're not going full
hard.
pro every day. Like they might get get a twinge if somebody pisses them off, and it's like, oh, okay, so I'm here now. Like,
Right.
But in terms of actually really going, like, if he wants to play in the Olympics, because he looks good now.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Have you guys seen pictures of him like shooting and dribbling and moving and stuff? So he looks like he's slowly starting to get himself back now. So if you're saying June and he feels like he's 100% ready to go, do I let him out?
You don't know how the body's going to respond.
Yeah.
Are they going to have him like on a minutes type of management thing?
I would assume so.
I said, with
probably.
the Olympics, everyone's on a
Yeah.
no
yeah,
one's playing more
Nobody's
than 20
gonna
minutes.
play the whole
No,
game. You know what I
25
mean?
minutes.
unless you were Kobe a few years ago, or Carmelo,
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
play as much as they possibly can.
Yeah.
I think that if he goes into that with that kind of expectation, it's like whoever, when they start doing their tryouts and they start assembling this team, they're going to start to look at the roster. I mean, we have an idea about who we think is going to be getting invitations.
That's gonna be a good team.
It's going to be a really good team.
Because Steph's gonna play.
Yeah.
Steph's gonna play.
Yeah.
No, he's playing because he ain't doing my event in Thailand because he's playing, so he'll be there, and he's healthy. I really wish they would have held him out the whole year, but
And then we have to go to the fact of where the Olympics is. This might
Japan.
all be mute.
yeah.
There might not be Olympics this year.
They've talked about it.
There's a big scare about, them not having the Olympics. And getting into that, I want to get into college basketball and March Madness. They're talking about if this coronavirus spreads, it keeps spreading, they could possibly have March Madness games with no crowd.
No way.
That'd be strange.
That would be more.
And they're saying for
strange.
TV that would be horrible too, because that's part of the
Oh, you have the crowd. I
excitement.
mean, losing their
I mean,
minds,
just anything.
cheering for the lower rated teams. I mean, you're just
And you're not going to realize how important the crowd is until there's no crowd, and you're watching these people play an exciting game in front of nobody.
Whistles echoing through through nothing.
And you're talking
Yeah.
about the depth perception when they get into some of these arenas with when they play like in the Final Four. They keep talking about not being able to judge. You're talking about an empty building. That is weird.
That's crazy.
That would be very strange.
That's crazy. Wow.
So come up with a cure for coronavirus.
Okay.
It ain't coming yet, but I
Have
just want
faith,
I want
man.
I want my Coronas with lime, not a side of death. That's all I say. Just saying. Oh, you're hating. Franklin.
I'll give you one laugh. Did he? Frank, did you like that joke?
What
The
with
Corona.
the side of
I
death?
think he was more laughing at the sound effects.
No, he laughed before you got into your tricks.
I was asking
It
him.
was like a nervous laugh. I think.
Dang, Frank. Oh, it's not the nervous laugh. It was an uncomfortable laugh.
Like,
Oh.
this is it's very strange that we are in this paranoia that it's taking over.
Yeah.
I was at Target today, and the woman behind me at Target was like, Costco had nothing. Like she
Yeah,
went to,
they said Walmart ran out of water and bleach.
Yeah. Costco had no waters, and they had no toilet paper, no paper towels, and I'm trying to remember what else she said. And then like it took her she didn't buy anything, and it took her like literally an hour to get out of the parking lot.
I do, you guys know I work in restaurants all day.
Yeah.
We've had parties and events canceled.
Oh wow.
We had a tour group that was coming over from Asia. They canceled.
Oh well.
Because
They can't.
They
Shoot.
canceled
They were
I was
coming
canceled.
over. We called them and said you can't come.
Sorry. There's been some disturbances within the.
Technical difficulties in the restaurant tonight.
We don't have no lights.
The water shut off.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what
Question mark?
happened.
We don't have hot water. You can't come.
We saw other people going in though. Oh, they're coming to fix the water.
Those are plumbers.
Those are all plumbers and ties and
Yeah.
button downs,
Ties and button downs.
And gowns. Yeah.
gowns.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, be aware, but
4 more deaths today because of it.
where?
In Washington.
Was it all
They're-
in Washington?
I think they're all in
I
Washington.
think they're all in
Holy
Washington.
smokes. All right, Washington got an issue.
But here's the thing you got to realize about the deaths. A lot of people have
Why did you do air quotes?
have got well.
You said, here's what they say about the deaths, quote unquote.
Uh-oh.
Most of these
Scandal.
people had other things they were dealing with, and they're like elderly,
Yeah.
and there's other health issues they've had. Not saying that's like a good reason, but I'm just saying for like the average person to be scared, like thinking it's a death sentence, like they're trying to promote it as a death sentence.
Right.
That same person, if they got the flu or pneumonia,
Probably
is
would have taken him
susceptible
out.
to
Yeah.
death too.
Probably would've taken him out.
Because of the other health issues they're dealing with. So
Yeah.
just trying to put it in perspective
It's
for
fair.
everybody that
It's
is
fair.
super worried. And if you guys have run out of water or bleach, go to Todd's house. They have plenty.
They've got tons.
They've stocked up.
Yeah, he's ready.
Todd's ready.
Yeah.
Prepared.
And I went to their house the other day, and if you notice all the cookies and stuff like that over there, they just started handing me stuff. I guess I'm their fat friend.
You got a care package?
They're like, he doesn't eat healthy. Let's get rid of all of our unhealthy stuff.
Like, Mark,
You gotta
take some cookies.
You gotta do better, man. You gotta do better. I actually,
What?
I actually literally was gonna send you this this article
He's
because it
calling
was
me
like,
fat too.
well, because it was like, if you think pizzas are healthy, and then it like stopped, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get Quan, and I like opened it up, and it was like, they are a healthy decision. It was like a workout thing, and I was like, dang it, I won't send it to him.
You ever
I
had
mean-
cauliflower pizza? Cauliflower crust
no,
pizza?
that's just
It was
I keep hearing that it's
I heard
great.
it's all right.
I got the farts. But it was good. It didn't
I didn't
taste,
see that coming.
it didn't taste
Yeah, that was
didn't
I
taste
got
that
the
bad.
farts.
I got the farts.
wow.
That was gassy.
Gas.
It didn't taste bad. Like a thin crust type of thing. A lot of garlic, had
Right.
sausage, pepperoni on it. It's good.
Oh man,
it's
anything else we
healthy.
got? It's
No,
healthy.
it's
It's so
everything
healthy,
else.
so vegan.
Yeah. It's so vegan
So
with the
vegan.
pepperoni and sausage and cheese.
So
It's
Oh
vegan.
my goodness. I don't eat anything that had a face.
It's so good to see you guys again.
It's great to see you too, Frank.
You got to do this more often, Frank.
I got the farts. I'll be back next
on,
week
man.
with the farts.
With the farts.
Do you
Please
work
leave
on
the
Monday
farts
nights?
alone.
I'm off next Monday night.
Hey.
Come on, man.
Uh-oh.
We'll get Dave in here too.
Oh, can't wait.
You and Dave doing the show together?
We're gonna.
That would be scary. That's almost too analytical. We have too much
Good.
too much knowledge.
Too much knowledge.
We're just
You
bouncing
went from the
comic
bottom
relief.
of the barrel to the smartest guy in the room.
Oh no!
Look
no,
at that.
Now
no,
I'm
no.
swimming in the barrel, not floating.
Not floating in the barrel.
Yeah.
Man, well, I'm glad to have you here tonight, Frank. It was fun.
Hey, I'm glad it worked out, and love the new studio, new
Thanks,
set.
man.
We have leg room.
Yeah, we'll walk
We
you
got
around.
cartwheel room. There's room for activities in
Yeah,
this
we
place.
didn't even do the tour, so we'll give you the tour right
Yeah,
now.
I did a cartwheel and walked in.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
we'll
I
do it
can't
off air. He met some girls.
That's right. The ladies from the other show.
Yeah, Lifestyles of Love.
There it is.
Shout out to them. Make sure you check out Vegas Hype Media. We have a lot of good shows on there, and a lot of good shows on Gorilla Cross Radio. Thursday, I think we will be doing a show.
Yeah.
'Cause I think I'm done with UFC around 1, so it might be like a 3 o'clock show.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
But we do have UFC, so we'll talk a lot about that on Thursday. And I will have some interviews to play because we have Media Day that morning. So
Tell Armando I said hi and just
Josh did not get media credentials. We only have 2 credentials.
Oh man.
We're a small studio. We're a small outfit. We only get 2.
I had to
We're
take my
working
brother
on it.
with me.
Yeah,
He has a camera he's been dying to use at UFC. So.
You have to,
Nice.
You gotta love him. So it happens.
Yeah.
I just know from here on out, I'm gonna have to sneak in front of that man a little bit sooner. Got to be quicker than that.
We'll flip a coin.
Nice.
I think I might go to New York. I saw New York. I think was in like April or something.
Yeah,
I might go to New York.
Okay. I'll
So
give you a camera to take with you.
I don't know about all that.
Wow. I'm going to go to New York, use your media credentials,
Yep.
Look,
and not do any work.
And
No, I'm gonna work. I mean, live.
take Dave.
Bam.
No.
And then
We'll
also
talk about that off air.
Okay.
Trying to be a professional media company. We can't use cell phones anymore.
Shoot, everybody in there be in there with their cell phone. Like
No, not everybody.
a lot of people.
Making TikToks.
No TikToks. They're sending that stuff out to thousands of people. We just aren't sending it to
Quality.
thousands yet.
Quality. Video.
Fair.
We're getting there. So it's a work in progress. But we do have a new studio. We've been focused on that. But now it's, we're getting to the point we can focus on social media and Pre-Charge. But we are Unnamed Sports Show, powered by Pre-Charge. Josh has the read for you right now.
Why do you do that whenever I'm not prepared? I'm just trying to.
How are you not prepared every week to do our sponsor read when you know that's the only job you have on the show?
That's horrible. That's my only job, huh?
The only job. You're like the bottom of the barrel of the show.
I guess I can take the bottom of the barrel for that. That is what it is. It just, certain things, it just kind of comes to me. Today's episode of the Unnamed Sports Show is sponsored by our friends at Pre-Charge. Go set up your new wallet today at precharge.global and be a part of the new age in cryptocurrency. Pre-Charge, the new way to pay.
He's so serious every time he
Oh.
does it.
Oh, you have to knock it
Great.
No,
out.
you did. You knocked it out.
Knock
A
it
great
out.
read.
definitely
Great
knocked it out.
voice.
Man, you do have a great voice and a great smile and a great laugh. Stephanie Washington,
my
we
voice
appreciate you watching.
My voice is
One day you're going to call in.
I despise
Stephanie,
it.
actually come to the show sometime. Sit in with us. We need a female voice and female perspective.
Yeah,
on
she
sports.
said she was on Girl Chat Sports. I didn't know
She
that.
used to be on Girl
Yeah,
Chat
she was on
with-
there, I
with,
think, before Mo.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. She was telling me about that. So that was
Okay.
actually cool to know.
Where'd you guys go on your first date?
No, we went
Oh, you
nowhere.
did? Oh, okay.
No. We became Facebook friends.
Oh,
and we had a
I
conversation.
thought maybe you guys went out because I know
No,
last week I felt like Chuck Woolery. For those of you that aren't over the age of 40, that was a game show host.
Under
2-2.
the age of 40, I know Chuck
We'll be
Woolery.
back at 2-2.
We'll be
2
back
and
in
2.
2 and 2. Listen, for Vegas Frank, for Just in Time Josh Williams, I'm Quan 59. This has been Unnamed Sports Show right here on Gorilla Cross Radio. Check out all the shows. Download the app. We're out.
Frank.